Well, here we are in the city centre, and you can't help but notice just the fast pace of our life. There's traffic going, there's people working away, there's apartment blocks full of families and kids, there's work, there's school, there's study, there's all this pressure mounting. And I sometimes feel a little bit overwhelmed with life. Have you ever had that moment, right, where you're tucked in bed, you've had a good day, and all of a sudden, what wakes you up is a noise downstairs, and you start to panic. You think, have I got anyone staying in my house? No. Do I have a pet? No. Is someone breaking into my house? And this anxiety begins to build, and you're kind of faced with a simple question. The question is, do I confront what's going on downstairs at the risk of maybe getting hurt? Maybe there's a robber, I don't know. Or do I just ignore it, pull the covers back over my head, and kind of pretend nothing's going on? I know in my life there's some times that I actually would rather pretend nothing's going on than own up and acknowledge the fact that I'm struggling. A few years ago, I was really battling with anxiety and with depression, but I remember the moment when I decided that I was no longer going to ignore what was happening, but I was going to turn the light on in my life and let people see what I was going through. It's a bit of a scary idea, thinking what could happen, what will people think? But the Bible in 1 Peter 5 verse 7 says, cast all your cares on Christ who cares for you. And as I began to go through this journey of letting people in, sharing my story, but most of all, being honest with God, I discovered that a lot of the anxiety I was experiencing, it didn't just go away. But what happened was I started to feel like it was being shared with God. I want to encourage you with two simple things. Bring God into the situation. You don't need to do it alone. When you bring God in, it's amazing how dark things can become light. And not only bring God in, but bring others in. You don't need to journey this by yourself. Find a good friend, find a pastor, someone you can trust, and actually share the story, share the journey. It's amazing what happens when we begin to share our burden one with another. So guys, the challenge is simple. Turn the light on in your life and do it with God and do it with others.